Hi, third grade readers. So we're in Module 4, Lesson 10, and Stories on Stage is the module. And our focus question is, why might some stories be told better as plays? So in this lesson, we are focusing on the author's theme or message. And the focus question is, what is the author trying to teach me? So what we're going to do is a close read of Gigi and the Wishing Ring to really try and identify the theme of the tale. And then as we identify the theme of the tale, really what the author is trying to teach you, you're going to engage in some independent reading to figure out the theme of some passages that you read on your own. So as a warm-up, you've learned about suffixes, and a suffix is a word part that is added to the end of a word that changes the meaning of a word. So let's learn more about the suffix and or. And or often mean one who or one that. Often suffix and or are used to describe what a person does. Let's look at these examples. Maker, one who makes. Heater, one that heats. Villager, one who lives in a village. Or, one who or one that. Narrator, one who narrates. Radiator, one that radiates. And decorator, one who decorates. But be careful. The spelling of a base word can change when we add the suffix. So let's look at an example. Maker, we don't add two E's, there's only one. So maker, M-A-K-E-R, okay? Or creator. Create plus or, we drop the E and it just becomes creator. So just be careful when you're spelling and dropping the E sometimes. So join each verb with the suffix or to make a new word, and then write the new word and its definition in the box. We have create plus or, inspect plus or, farm plus and teach plus R. And be careful with create because there's an E there. So always remember to drop the E, pause, and give this a try. Always remember it means one who or one that. So just for a quick check for understanding, why might some stories be better told as plays, since we've been reading throughout this module that some stories are better told as plays? So today we're going to do a close read of Gigi and the Wishing Ring, and we're going to try and figure out the lesson that this tale is trying to teach us, and the lesson is the theme. So what does it mean when we say the theme of the story? We're going to use this theme chart to review. And after we read some of this tale, we're going to ask ourselves, what is this tale trying to teach me? And we're going to think about the notice and note signpost, words of the wiser. And that is when an older, wiser character usually gives advice or really good, important, knowledgeable words to another character. So the theme is the main message, lesson, or moral of the text, and it can be stated in the text too, or sometimes you can infer it. And fables and myths might tell the theme at the end. The theme can also be implied, which means that you have to make an inference. So how can you figure it out? Well, you think what happens to the characters, how do they react, what do they learn, and how do they grow and change? And also ask yourself, what is the author trying to teach you? Some examples that are common: be kind to others, friends are important, don't give up, many things that you can import into your own life. So one way to understand the theme of a story is to pay attention to what the characters learn and how they grow and how they change, because it also can apply to your own life. So really keep that anchor question very close to you. What do the characters learn? How did they grow and change? What is the author trying to teach you? How can you take this and put it into your own life? So let's read some parts of the story and follow along and be ready to discuss what Gigi learns, how he changes, and also what advice he gets from the older woman. Think about words of the wiser. And then as you're reading up your own independent work, you're going to look for characters, what they learn, how they grow and change. So once again, a theme is the moral or lesson in a piece of writing, and the theme is different from the topic. The topic is just what the drama is about, okay, like Gigi and a Wishing Ring. So we're going to think about the lesson and the theme about life that Gigi learns from the old woman, and then what details we can use that are clues to this theme. So I pulled out some specific parts of the passage of the play that we're going to focus on to really help us zoom in on so we can figure out the theme here. So let's take a look at scene 2 here. Gigi set off to find fortune and adventure and stuff. After many hours, he saw an old woman on the road ahead. Old woman, dog, and cat enter from right. Old woman is carrying a large sack over one shoulder. Hi there, I'm Gigi. Let me carry that heavy sack for you. And then Gigi takes the sack. Thank you, young man. I thought my back would break. So then Gigi, old woman, cat, and dog walk slowly down left, and Gigi sets down the sack. Your kindness deserves kindness in return. Please take my cat and dog. Show them loyalty, and they will be your most loyal friends. So, think about here, okay? What did Gigi do for the old woman? And then, what did the old woman do for Gigi? If we go back and reread, Gigi carried the heavy sack for the woman. He did not expect anything in return. He was just being kind, just to be kind. So, since the old woman appreciated that, she gave him the cat and the dog. And she said to him, they will be loyal as long as you are loyal to them. And what does it mean to be loyal? It means that you are kind to someone and you don't betray them, you don't turn your back on them, and you are good friends to them and you are honest to them. And they will always stand by your side and always do what they can for you and help you out in times when you need them. So she said to him, your kindness deserves kindness in return. So because he was kind to her, she was kind to him. So we can say that he learned when you're kind, others will give kindness to you in return. So that was something that Gigi had learned from the old woman. And that was a nice words of the wiser that she possibly had taught to Gigi. So now let's read further on to see what Gigi can learn as the play goes on. So then we pulled out some different sections here, and I know that the old woman gives Gigi a ring. And it says here, it's not just a beautiful ring. If you ever need something, put the ring on, make a wish, and twist the ring around your finger. Then what? You'll see. One more piece of advice before I go. Never ever tell anyone about your ring. If you do, it will only bring you trouble. The old woman is warning Gigi here that if you tell anyone about the ring, you're going to get in trouble. So Gigi should obviously listen here. But does Gigi listen? Let's see what happens. So as Gigi meets Maliarda, Maliarda finds out that Gigi really isn't a lord and she gets upset that Gigi is lying. So since she wants to find out how Gigi became a lord, she further probes him and Gigi says, I'm sorry if they offended you, milady, but they're my friends and I won't banish them. As you wish, Lord Gigi, but please tell me your secret, though. I promise I won't tell anyone. Pretty please. Oh, okay. This ring can make wishes come true. So he did not listen to the old woman. So she gave him advice and he did not listen. And not only did he not listen, he also lied to Maliarda. So there's two things he did here that he shouldn't have done. Lied and then also broke his promise. And then the dog says, no, Gigi, don't. Then you make a wish and twist the ring around your finger. I see. Well, Lord Gigi, I wish that you and your rude friends were on top of the highest mountain in Italy. So, what can we learn here? Well, Gigi shouldn't have lied, because then Maliarda, then in return, lied back to him and tricked him, and he shouldn't have broken his promise to the old woman and kept his promise to not tell a secret about the ring. So now as we read on towards the end, let's see how Gigi changes and realizes what he learned. You know, Mama was right. You do get from people what you give people. I was kind to the old woman, and she was kind to me. I was loyal to my friends, and they were loyal to me. But when I lied to Maliarda, she lied to me. Well, I hope you learned your lesson, Gigi. I sure have. Gigi brought his mother to live with him in his new mansion, and they all lived happily ever after. So this was helpful because in this play, the theme is stated. You get from people what you give people. So that means how you treat others is how you get treated. So basically, everything Gigi did was returned to him. He was kind, kindness was given to him. He lied, someone lied to him. He gave loyalty, loyalty was given to him. So therefore, what can we learn? We can learn that we shouldn't lie, and then if we're kind, kindness will be given back to us. And that if we're kind, kindness will be given back to us. And that we also shouldn't break a promise. So we always think about how the character grows and changes. And sometimes the theme is not always this perfectly stated, and sometimes it's not this easily stated. So anytime you are going through and you're working independently, you always need to think of these things.